We are Group 11 and we are debating that naturally occurring arsenic in rice is dangerous for human health. My name is Christy and my other group members are Maria, Shania, and Anna. We will be talking about what arsenic is, the types of arsenic, how does arsenic get into rice, why people believe arsenic in rice is so bad for you, why specifically arsenic in rice is bad compared to other foods, what are the health risks associated with arsenic exposure, what the potential health effects are, and possible solutions.
So what is arsenic? Arsenic is an element in the Earth's crust and is present in water, air, and soil. Arsenic is a chemical element. It's in soil, erosion of rocks containing arsenic, and volcanic eruptions. Arsenic is chemically classified as a metalloid, having both properties of a metal and a nonmetal. So there's two types of arsenic. There's organic and inorganic. Organic has nothing to do with farming. It refers to the chemical elements. If arsenic atoms bond with carbon, it is organic. If there's no carbon present, it is inorganic. The inorganic types of arsenic have been more closely associated with adverse health effects. Most inorganic arsenic compounds are white or colorless powders that do not evaporate. They have no smell and most have no special taste. Thus, you usually cannot tell if arsenic is present in food, water, or air. So how does arsenic get in rice? Rice is a leading dietary source of inorganic arsenic because of how commonly the plant is consumed and because as rice plants grow, the plant and grain tend to absorb arsenic more readily than other food crops. Because arsenic is naturally found in water and soil, it is absorbed by plants regardless of whether they are grown under conventional or organic farming practices. The FDA is unaware of any differences of arsenic found in organic versus conventionally grown rice. You can't prevent arsenic from entering the rice because it is already naturally present in the soil that the grains are grown in.
Why people believe arsenic in rice is bad for you? The FDA, the Food Safety Authority, proposed a limit of 100 parts per billion of inorganic arsenic in rice cereal because infants who were tested had twice the amount of arsenic concentrations than those who had not consumed rice cereal. A research study was made in 2004 of children in Bangladesh, where the ones exposed to arsenic in forms of drinking water scored lower on intellectual tests. While arsenic is one of the world's most toxic elements, it is found in nearly every food and drink, only with small amounts. But consuming high levels of inorganic arsenic, which is deadly to the human body. Inorganic arsenic appear mostly in rice, which is important in regions around the world that have rice as its priority food. Why specifically is arsenic in rice so bad compared to other foods? Rice has higher levels of arsenic compared to other foods. The grain in rice plant is more absorbent than other foods, so more arsenic is absorbed.
What are the potential health effects? Arsenic is a carcinogen, potential developmental effects on infants and adverse pregnancy outcomes, child's decreased performance on certain developmental tests that measure learning, listed as a Group 1 carcinogen by the International Agency for Research of Cancer, 4 cases of lung and bladder cancer over the lifetime for every 100,000 people in the United States. Overexposure has been associated with alterations in gastrointestinal, cardiovascular, hematological, pulmonary, neurological, immunological, and reproductive developmental functions. In children exposed to arsenic, reports have documented the development of cancers and lung disease later in life. Here there's a picture that illustrates arsenic poisoning, and we can see the nerve damage right here. Then we can see the skin damage, that is going to be scaling skin and pigment changes. Then we can see the increased cancer risk in lung, bladder, kidney, and liver cancers right here. And finally, we're going to see the circulatory problems in the skin that is going to be here. And here there is a video to illustrate the long-term effects of arsenic in rice.
Is concern about the levels of arsenic in the rice we eat and the health problems that can cause. Arsenic is a carcinogen that's found in soil, and rice can absorb higher levels, especially brown rice. The FDA has been monitoring levels for decades and says the arsenic found in products is too low to cause any short-term problems. But possible long-term health effects, including cancer and heart disease, concern experts. A study at Columbia University found high levels during pregnancy can be particularly problematic for newborns.
We've learned that arsenic can alter the DNA. It may influence the health outcomes later in life.
The FDA is looking into possible long-term health risks, but has not said when it plans to release that assessment. For now, experts say to eat a well-balanced diet that also includes other grains, such as wheat, barley, and oats.
What are some possible solutions? You can water the rice plants less so that there is less absorption of arsenic. Researchers are also trying to design a rice plant that absorbs less arsenic. You can raise awareness and give advice to pregnant women or caregivers of infants to reduce infant exposure to inorganic arsenic. Even thoroughly washing rice can reduce the arsenic levels. Some other important facts about arsenic is that arsenic in rice is higher than in other foods because arsenic is absorbed into the rice grain, not the other parts of the plant. It's concentrated into the grain. Levels of arsenic in rice isn't significantly bad for average Americans that don't consume much rice, but for Asian, Hispanic, and African Americans, they tend to consume much more rice than that can become dangerous because of more consumption of arsenic. Children have a harder time of processing arsenic, and if a pregnant woman consumes a lot of arsenic, she can cause harm to the fetus. Damage may not be present until later in the child's life. And these are our references.